Linked with bro yesterday and went to the mall. Okay, smooth. Nothing. You ain't do nothing all weekend. What's good? What's good? 44. What's good? 499. Bobby, what's good? I had my son this weekend. It was great. What y'all get into? Just on some cool father and son shit? Streamer games was low key tough. Man, we got to get our motion up so we could participate in shit like that, bro. Oh yeah, Spider-Man time. Did y'all watch the Spider-Man movie? I watched it. I watched the Spider-Man movie. I have thoughts. I have opinions. But without saying too much, we can clap it up for Spider-Man. It was a good movie. It was a very good movie. Very enjoyable movie. But I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts and opinions. It was a good movie. So we can clap it up for the new Spider-Man for sure. We could just start it off like that. Great movie, good time. But niggas was calling it the best Spider-Man movie ever, and I don't know if I can agree with that. That's where it low-key kind of like, I wasn't really jacking that. I don't think I can agree with that. Niggas was in this hole talking about this was the best Spider-Man movie ever. Shout out to Zay with the 7-stream streak, my boy.
Where you at, Berto?
What's good, Kitty? How are you? How are you? Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I could co-sign best Spider-Man movie ever. Can I? Great, enjoyable, great time. Was fun. Had some emotional beats, but I definitely can break it down. And I'm not gonna give it that title. I'll even go as far to say I don't even think it's top 3, gang. And hear me out. If we're going off of just pure entertainment value, I mean, how do you beat 3 Spider-Men in one movie? Just pure entertainment value. How do we beat 3, not 1, not 2, 3 Spider-Man in one movie? That's hard to beat. So just off pure entertainment value, I'm gonna have to rock with my niggas in No Way Home, right? And then just off. So we're still battling that, I see. Okay. And then if you think about just nostalgic factor, I ain't gonna lie, I'm putting all 3 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies over this Brand New Day movie. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm not saying Brand New Day was bad. It's just best Spider-Man movie ever, bro. How do y'all feel? No Way Home had all the villains and the big 3 spiders. That's what I'm saying. It's like, how you can't really compete with that. You can't really expect to beat that. I like the Spider-Man. It had a lot. I had a girl on the black boy one. Huh? Say that again? I'm a little confused on that. Low-key, a little fast with the villains, but heartstrings were pulled here and there. Yeah, that was another thing. And we're not going to get into no spoilers, because I know some of y'all still haven't watched it. But, I feel like we need to get back to just one singular villain, bro. Because when you think about some of the best Spider-Man movies, or even take it off Spider-Man, like Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, there's one singular villain, bro. It's like the fan in me loves the cameos, but we only got 2 hours of footage to watch. And I feel like when they start, they trying to give us too much. This ain't even a multiverse type of movie. And it's just still too many, characters. So we don't get to live with nobody enough. We don't get to live with the villains enough. We don't get to live with the action scenes enough because he got to go fight another nigga. And again, it's like, as a fan, I guess we can never be satisfied because we appreciate and we like watching, you know, we like seeing our favorite characters on screen. Like, oh, we just got a cameo from so-and-so. But it's like, it be too much, bro. It be too much. It be too much. It gets to the point where it's like, damn, we not even enjoying the fuck, or it's not that we not enjoying it, but it's like, damn, we can't even really experience the full experience with the main villain because they done split half of the viewage time with other niggas. But still, bro, let me not sound like no hater, bro. It's a good movie. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to hold y'all niggas down without this spoiler shit. Go watch the damn movie, bro. Alright? Before y'all going to start getting mad in this bitch. Go watch the damn movie. This Spider-Man movie is following the story after Endgame. Word. Me personally, I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but that's my personal favorite. Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man. It's just, when I say Andrew Garfield is in last place for me, I'm not saying it that he sucks, you know? I feel like that's like how it comes off. But he's a great Spider-Man. It's just out of the three, he's just not my favorite. I'm tired of holding my breath. We need to speak on this shit. One thing I will say, we have a vid that we're reacting to today where we are getting into some Spider-Man stuff. So I can't promise no spoilers at that point, but I will give y'all fucking spoiler warnings. I don't know if it's gonna pop up in the reaction video because obviously I'm reacting to it the first time, so I don't know. But we gonna get into that motherfucker. YouTube, like the stream. Let's get them likes up. Oh, YouTube not sending my noties out as always. No surprise. No surprise. No surprise. We got a lot to do today, y'all, so let's everybody spam up real quick. Let's do a quick roll call. We got a lot to do today, so I want to get right into it, man. Let's see what's going on. We got Kitty So Perfect in the chat. Yelena in the chat. We got What the fuck is your name? Porter phone 499. Just gonna call you 9, bruh. Got 9 in the chat. DG in the chat. Yo, Heezy. Michaela Wright in the chat. WYD. JJ. What up? What's good, Darden? What tattoo hurt the most? My hands for sure. By far. Where's your second top mod? Man. I don't know, bruh. I don't know where my nigga Juke at. Jaden in the chat, man. Alright, man. Let's fucking get into it, bro. I'm already starting the stream off with tongue twisters and shit. Jeez Louise. Wagwan, Mel. Word of the day. God says my delay is not denial. I'm preparing you for what you prayed for. Amen in the chat.
Where you at, Berto?
Let's do the damn thing, man. We got a lot to do. Let's start off with something fun, though. Something that we haven't done before. Jesus, that fucking sound, my nigga. We just gotta accept it at this point. At this point, we gotta just act like it's a fire alarm in a black household. You know, the fire alarm, you just don't hear that shit. That's how we got to get to with this sound effect. Because it's just over with. It's ingrained in our system. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Alright, so I've been seeing a few people doing this. I don't think I'm even going to post this. This is just for fun vibes. But we're about to partake in a Would You Rather. I believe that it is integrated into the Twitch stream. So if you guys want to participate, you definitely probably gonna have to pull up to the Twitch. But if you want to just type in chat your answer, that is also okay. So we are about to get into the Would You Rathers. Let me see what would be a good spot for us. I'll probably put my cam down here. All right. First, would you rather live your entire life wearing a skin-tight Deadpool costume or have to scream "What's up" every time you greet someone? Red? Y'all going red? Ah, damn, this is kind of tough. I just feel like if I were to scream "What's up" every time, I could still kind of live a regular life. But you're just walking around in a Deadpool costume every single day. Like, that actually might get annoying. Yeah, I'm going to go red. I'm going to go red. A yandere girlfriend or have Tusnade? Tusunder? Who the fuck is Tusunder? Is that Tusnade? Did they meant to say Tusnade? Who the fuck is this? What's good, Kai? Bro, oh my god, that sound effect. Yandere girlfriend. I don't know. I mean, yandere girlfriend, low key. Nah, she gonna be catching bodies and shit. I don't want no problems. I need to know what this is though. TSUN. TSUN. Tsunade girlfriend is a Japanese term for a character development process that, despite the character with initially harsh personality, hard on the outside, guarded and reserved with strangers, who gradually reveals a warmer, friendly side over time. Oh, I'm going with, I don't know how to pronounce this shit, but I'm going with this for sure. Appreciate the raid. I'm going with this for sure. I'm going with blue. I'm going with blue for sure. Y'all want red? That means your girl gonna be catching bodies about you and shit. And then you gonna have to be dealing with jail time and a whole bunch of bullshit. I'm going blue, bro. Hell nah. Would you rather have the ability to give any person infinite pleasure just by looking at them, or be able to have sex with anyone that you choose at any time that lasts no longer than a minute? Oh my god. I feel like blue would be more useful. Because red is just on some weirdo shit. That weird red is, if you pick red, I ain't gonna lie, I'm low-key judging you. That means you probably have no game, and you probably the type of nigga that be foaming from the mouth when you be looking at hoes, and you be like, oh my god, I just wanna. Like, go sit your weird gooner ass down. But if you blue, you still gotta, you know what I'm saying, get to know them. Well, you don't necessarily have to get to know them, but you can just activate this ability when it's time to activate this ability. You get what I'm saying? W Deadly with the 15 stream streak. I'm going blue. If you go red, I'm judging you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Speak any language you hear. Know how to play any music instrument you touch. Speak any language I hear would be more useful. But this would impress the huz, though. Blue would impress the hoes, though. But speak any language, definitely more useful. I gotta go red. Y'all saying red, yeah. I think red. Yeah, red and you know what? Red would impress the huz too. You take your girl on a vacation in a third world country that nobody really knows what the fuck's going on. And then you just ha. She gonna be like, damn, how do you know how to speak that? Now you right. That's motion. I'm going red. I'm going red. Lose the ability to speak or have everyone in the world solely blame you for the Holocaust? What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh, lose the ability to speak. Holy shit. They would have your ass feeling like Naruto in this hoe. But there's no forgiving it. There's nothing you could do. Your life would literally be miserable for the rest of your fucking days. And your kids' life would be miserable for them days. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even have kids because everyone would hate you. You would never be able to even have relations with a woman. Because you're known as the nigga that did that shit. Yeah, we're going to go with red. Fuck your dad to save your mom. Your family is held at gunpoint. WYR. Fuck your mom to save your dad? What? I can't answer this, bro. What are y'all picking? I'm not answering this one. This is y'all. What does WYR mean? What does WYR mean? Michaela in the chat talk about red. Oh my God. Blue. Oh my God. You niggas are different. Would you rather? Your family's held at gunpoint. Would you rather F your mom to save your dad or F your dad to save your mom? You niggas are voting red. I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging you niggas, bro. Niggas are picking. Niggas are picking both. What? I'm going green type shit. Yo, GG's, bro. I'm just gonna close my eyes, bro. I'm not picking this. I'm not participating in that. Receive a message from yourself in the future. Send a message to yourself in the past. I think. Here's what I think. Just on some time theory shit. If I send myself a message to the past, then that doesn't necessarily mean it will change my future. Because he will probably get that information and then go off into a completely different timeline. But if I receive a message from myself in the future and I don't like what the fuck is going on, then I can actually use that information to change my future. The future me is already fucked. So I gotta lock in and change my future. So me, like, I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with my past self, but I can't, I'm not worried about my past self. I'm worried about my future. You feel me? So I'm gonna go with red. I think red's the answer. Be able to mind control any animal except humans within a 1 mile radius. Be able to mind control any insect. What the fuck? It's obviously blue. I would never care about what's going through an insect's mind. Oh, my bad. I ain't changed the screen. My bad, chat. Why would anyone give a fuck about what's on an insect's mind? Would any of y'all actually pick red? Y'all are picking red? Are y'all reading this? Be able to mind control any animal except humans within a 1 mile radius. Be able to control any insect. At least if you control animals, like you could maybe open up a circus or something. Y'all niggas are picking red. Why would y'all care to know what's on an ant's mind or a roach's mind? What the fuck? Mind controlling a shark would be so cool. That's what I'm saying. At least if you mind controlling an animal, like you could actually experience some cool shit. You can mind control a cheetah, be fast as fuck. What you gonna do if you mind control an ant? You might fuck around and die. You mind control the wrong ant and a nigga just step on you. What happens to your mind? Does it go back to your body or are you gone with the ant? Y'all tripping, bro. I'm picking blue. Would you rather go 1,000 years into the past or 20,000 years into the future? I'm going 1,000 years into the past. Easy. Then again, I'm black. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I don't know if that ends well for me. Maybe red. Maybe red's the answer. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't want to go back. 1,000 years into the past, things might be a little rocky for me. Yeah, fuck no. We're going into the future. The only reason I was thinking the past is because since I know everything that's gonna happen, I could be rich and successful. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. You think the earth gonna be around for another 20,000 years? When's the last time you niggas stepped outside? It's hot outside, bro. Global warming's getting bad, my nigga. I don't think we got 20,000 years in us, bro. I ain't gonna cap. You gonna go 20,000 years into nothingness. That shit gonna be an empty void. I ain't gonna lie. 20 years from now, we're cooked. On me. 100,000 to use however you wish, or have $1 million to spend on one singular vacation. Oh, that's easy. 100 bands. I don't want to spend $1 million on a vacation. I'm going red. What y'all going? I feel like that's an easy one. Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, you would want $1 million, but you got to spend it all for the vacation. That's like, the fuck? What vacation would cost $1 million? You know what you could do with 100K? That's what I'm saying. 100K, I'm just letting that sit, letting that stack. I'm taking that 100 bands. Easy. Have a permanent erection, or every time you get aroused, your dick lazily spun in a circle. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to go with... Nah, bro. That shit would be uncomfortable as fuck if you just had a permanent boner. Berto, please pick blue. Nigga, why you care so much what I pick? Red? Nigga. But I don't want my dick to just be spinning in a circle though. At least if you have a permanent erection, you know you could just slay that shit all night, no matter what. You can go 1,000,000 rounds, nigga. Your shit never getting soft. That's low-key a pro, but then it's like you just want to do regular day stuff. Like, you ever tried to run? Like, you can't run full speed with your shit hard. You can't go to the gym with your shit hard. Like, this shit, I don't think I'd want a permanent erection. And I don't want this is a hard one. I really don't know. I think I might have to actually go with the spinning circle. But how are you gonna have relations with your shit just spinning? You wouldn't even be able to stick it in a hoe. This one's tough, bro. I think I'm gonna go with permanent erection, bro. Shit. I'm going perm. Would you rather drink a full glass of what? A full glass of semen or half a glass of semen on purpose? So a full glass of semen on accident. You cannot drink a full glass of semen on accident. A full glass?
Weirdo.
What
Weirdo.
the fuck? How do you skip this shit, bro? Hey, hell nah. What the fuck? Yo. Skip this shit. How I skip this? Shit. Yo, what's up with all these sus ass questions? Would you rather be a lesbian with a penis instead of a vagina, or be a gay man with a vagina instead of a penis? Why niggas already voting red? Holy shit, bro. Be a lesbian with a penis. This don't even make sense. I don't even know, bro. I guess I'm gonna go. I feel like if I had to, I'd be a lesbian with a stick. I think blue easy, bro. Because if you a gay man with a vag, you're getting fucked. You're getting bent over, bro. You don't want to do that. I mean, unless you do. Unless you do. At least if I pick blue, I can still do what I need to do as a man. I still got my shit. You're both gay, bro. No. It says I'm a lesbian. That means I like women. But I got a stick on me. So I still get to hit hoes. This one says you're gay with a vag. You're getting hit. You getting hit. I'm going blue. Blue's the only answer. Would you rather have a witch's nose or vampire fangs? Vampire fangs. Even though you bite your tongue, you cooked. That's easy. I'm going red. Red. Yeah. Michaela, you said blue? Why would you rather have a witch's nose? Why would you pick blue? What the fuck? I'm actually surprised. Why are you picking blue, Michaela? Are you just trolling at this point? What is the benefit of blue? I'm gonna bite the hell out of somebody. Witch's nose look aesthetic as fuck. Yeah, bro. Have you seen a witch's nose? You be walking around with a literal dick on your face. This is the aesthetic. This is hard. You do not want this. You literally be walking around with a penis on your face, bro. Nigga, you would get bullied forever. Nobody would let you live your life. Hell nah, bro. You don't want this shit. That's my type, gang. Yeah, watch out, bro. You're full of shit. Would you rather have 5,000 $1 hookers or one $5,000 hookers? I would rather have 5,000 $1 hookers because, hypothetically speaking, you could pimp. It's illegal. Hypothetically, in GTA, you'd be able to make money off of all this. This is a lot of money. Blue easily if you're a businessman. You'd probably go red if you're like some gooner ass nigga. But I'm focused on the money. Would you rather sacrifice your freedom or your happiness? This is a good one. Sacrifice your freedom or your happiness. So, if you keep your happiness, I mean, this is kind of a paradox for me in my head, because if I'm happy, what does it matter if I'm free or not? I'd rather sacrifice my freedom if it means I can keep my happiness. Because think about it. You would rather wake up every day happy to be here, feeling good, feeling inspired. Aren't they connected? And I think that's why it's such a hard question. Happiness comes and goes. But would you want to live a life where you never could feel happiness again? This is the question. It's not a hypothetical. It says, would you rather sacrifice your freedom or your happiness? So, yeah, you might be free. So you sacrifice your happiness to be quote unquote free. But for whatever reason, in the terms of this condition, you will never be happy again. I'd rather be happy than quote unquote free. Think about it. Think about this. This might be a crazy take, but follow me. I have a pet dog, right? I have a pet dog. My dog is happy. He lives in my home. He don't pay no bills. He eats for free. All he has to do is listen to what I say. Hey, no, don't stop that. That's bad. Don't do that. Come here. No, go sit down. Is he quote unquote free? Technically, no. You know what I'm saying? He walks around on a leash. I'm not trying to sound fucked up. Just think about the concept of a pet. Is a pet technically free? No. But he's happy. Every time I'm playing with him, he's wagging his tail. He's happy to see me. I think I would rather be happy than quote unquote free. I think I'd rather be happy than quote unquote free. So I'm going to go ahead and I would rather sacrifice my freedom to keep my happiness. Happiness is relative. Freedom is forever. I understand that, but you're thinking about in a real life scenario. Obviously, in a real life scenario, nobody could just take away your ability to feel happy. But this is the scenario that we're being put in. So you would rather be a happy slave? Yes. Think about this. I'm not talking about guys, think for a second. In real life, we're not talking about real life. But if somebody had a make-believe button and said, yo, I'm going to take away your happiness. You will never feel happiness ever again. Or I'll make you free. I want to feel happy. I'd rather the possibility to live my days every day and be able to wake up and feel happiness than just be quote unquote free and miserable for the rest of my days. That is the would you rather. That is the situation that is being put in front of us. We're not talking about real life here. Some of y'all don't agree still. Whatever, man. I'm picking blue. Would you rather be ugly in person but super photogenic and beautiful in any picture? Be photogenic and beautiful in person but extremely ugly in any picture. I feel like I'm already red. I feel like I suffer from red. I feel like a lot of people meet me and they're like, "Oh wow, you're very handsome in person." Like, I'm not photogenic. You take a picture of me from the wrong angle or some shit, I feel like I'm gonna look like chop shit. So this is my life already. I feel like I'm not photogenic. But I think people like me more in person anyway. And it's like fuck them pictures anyway, for real. If you really think about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with red. Would you rather have a penis as fingers or vaginas for ears? I guess I would go penis as fingers to maintain my manhood. Jesus Christ. Vaginas as ears. I know there's already a concept of girls giving head and getting face fucked, but holy shit. Holy shit. Just taking somebody's head going like this. Huss, 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 huss. Fuck no. That's crazy. Oh my god. That what the fuck? I'm gonna go with blue, bro. Digging in my ears. Hell nah. Hell nah. Yeah, you like that, baby? I'm digging in your fucking ears, baby. Jesus. Hell no, red again. You can hide it. I mean, I can hide it too. Maybe there's some gloves out there. Maybe there's some gloves out there. I'm maintaining my manhood, bro. I'm gonna go penis as fingers. Would you rather be safely split? Wait, bro, I can't fucking read. Would you rather be able to safely split yourself in half vertically or horizontally? Split myself in half vertically. So that you'd probably be hopping on one leg a lot. So if you split yourself in half vertically, you'd be hopping on one leg. But if you go horizontally, I would just be half of my body up top and my legs at the bottom. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to think what would be more productive. I feel like vertically would be more productive because that would mean both halves of my body would still have eyes, a hand, a leg. Yeah. So yeah, you might have to like do a lot of hopping around, but at least each half of your body would still have an eye, so you could still think, you could still see, you could still hear. I think blue. What about your balls? It's vertically. Each half of your body got a pair of balls too, or a set of balls because you got two balls. I think vertically is the best way to go. I'm going blue. Yeah. Would you rather cure all the bald men in the world, all the midgets in Europe and China? What the fuck? Some niggas are bald on purpose. I'm gonna go for my midgets. I'll save my midgets. Y'all is picking the balds. Being bald is not that bad, bro. Some people go bald on purpose. Cure all the bald men in the world. I'm curing my midgets, man. I'm already short, so red. I can cure yellow for real. Yellow's bald. Say it ain't so. I'm going red. All right. How many more do y'all want to do? Let's do like 3 more. Yeah, facts. They make wigs. That's a good point, Holly. They make wigs already. But if you a midget, you just a midget. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Would you rather be addicted to steroids or be extremely frail? Damn. This one's tough. To be extremely frail means your fucking bones are breaking all the time and shit. I'm probably gonna go blue. I can't cap. You rather be frail? Nah, bro. Addicted to steroids is crazy though. Your heart probably gonna explode by the time you fucking 30. I think I'd go blue though. I don't want my fucking arms and legs to just be broken all the time, bro. But you could probably live longer. But you be miserable, bro. Your arms, legs broken and shit. Fuck no. You could be natural and build up muscle. No, you can't. See, this is y'all problem. You guys are... This is obviously an unrealistic scenario. When you have shit like this, you got to almost think of it like a genie wish. You know when they say you got to be real careful what you wish for with a genie? Because it's very literal. This is a very literal statement. So when they say be extremely frail, that means you're fragile as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means like your bones are probably made of glass or some shit. You don't want to be extremely frail. Your life would suck. Imagine if your bones were made of glass. You'd be cooked. Now, there's downsides to being addicted to steroids too. Don't get me wrong. But it's like you probably don't spend most of your time in a goddamn hospital chair if you're extremely frail. Be extremely fit, but you have muscles that are always sore. Be extremely obese and feel great. Nigga, everyone that's extremely fit has muscles that are sore. I'm sore right now. There's always something on my body that hurts. That's an easy blue. What the fuck? Hell nah. Every nigga that's extremely fit is always sore, bruh. Jeez. Cause you unk? No, bro. It's cause I work hard. God damn it. Alright, this is the last one. Kill your mom, serve 10 years as a Pelican boy. At Pelican Bay? 10 years at Pelican Bay? Am I not hip? What the hell is Pelican Bay? I'm gonna go ahead and pick this though. I ain't killing my mom. Can somebody tell me what the hell is Pelican Bay though? Yeah, it looks like we're all going red. Search it up first, Berto. Is Pelican... Oh, it's a prison. Pelican Bay State. It's a supermax prison. Oh, shit. Damn. That doesn't change nothing, though. I'm not killing my mom. I'm not killing my mom. Yeah. I'm gonna go do my time. The worst prison ever. God damn it. Bro, I'm not killing my mom, bro. You got me fucked up. What's good, Jax? Hell nah. You gonna get bootied by niggas, man. You guys are killing your mom? What the fuck are we even talking about? Y'all different, bro. Hell nah. I'm not killing my moms, bro. I'm gonna go serve my time. I can't do that to my mom, bro. If you kill your mom, you're gonna go to prison anyways. That's facts. So it's really a lose-lose situation. And all you niggas that said you'd kill your moms, you need to go fucking turn yourselves in. You guys are terrible individuals. Disgusting human beings. I can't believe you said that. Shit. That's funny. All of y'all that would have picked blue, you would have ended up in jail anyway. That was a fun little segment, man. It was actually pretty dope. We was on that hoe for a little second. We did that hoe for like 30 minutes. All right, man. Let's get into the reactions of the day. Enough yapping. You just got out of work. Welcome to the stream, Tate. Appreciate you pulling up, G. All right, y'all, spam up.
Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto?
3, 2. YouTube, like that stream. Got a Tommy NFG vidski. Let's go. The performative religious epidemic. Yo, it's gotten really bad with religion. We got too many people LARPing religion. Like, I never thought we'd get to a point in society where niggas are LARPing religion. How you gonna LARP God? Jesus.
According to stats, out of 8.3 billion people on the planet, 6.7 billion people.
Oh, fuck. I'm lagging. I know why I'm lagging. Hold up. I know what's going on. Give me a second. How we now? How we looking? Spam 1 if we good, 1 if we good, 1 if we good. My bad, y'all. There was a setting that I didn't switch back. Y'all spam up, man. Let's get back into it. God damn it. Now I got to do the intro again. Y'all pretend like I didn't just say what I said because I'm about to repeat it. The performative religious epidemic. We got people out here LARPing religion. How you gonna LARP God?
According to stats, out of 8.3 billion people on the planet, 6.7 billion people identify with a religious group. Out of that group, over half the world's population identifies with an Abrahamic religion, being either Christianity, Islam, or Judaism. And I can say from a completely unbiased perspective, as somebody that's Christian, that these groups have never caused any conflicts or wars in society, and there's no historical things you can point to say otherwise.
Cap.
Okay, editor, you could stop that. We get the point. Ever since social media integrated within our lives, people being performatively religious began at the dawn. And it's not like this didn't exist before. Just look at any faith healing church video from the 90s and you'd say some of these people should have gotten Oscars for their performance. With social media now, the extent people take to act so performative with it is crazy. I want to give a little disclaimer though before we go into it. I'm obviously not saying all people who are Christian or Muslim or religious are like this. That would be crazy considering the fact that I'm Christian as well. But some of my fellow Christians, I have to call it out, have been moving ridiculous, especially on TikTok. Recently, there's been a trend, you could say, of Christians on TikTok trying to fantasize oppression. Basically, they'll make a video with a caption saying something like how I'm moving if they ban the Bible, putting themselves in hiding, trying to not get arrested. You would think these videos are trolls or memes, but they're deadass imagining some weird scenario where in America, a leader strips all their rights to the Bible.
Okay, from this point forward, we are silent. Not quiet. Silent.
Face the right. Face forward.
Niggas are weird, bro. This is y'all generation, bro. This is y'all generation. This ain't mine. This ain't me. This is y'all.
Can I see?
You would think they're in some country where a leader labeled you having the Bible as a threat and you'd get the death penalty if you got caught. It's even funnier saying this in America, considering the fact that 62% of the population here is Christian. Every president has been Christian. I mean, for God's sake, the Pledge of Allegiance mentions God in it. Y'all are trying so bad to be oppressed, it's only embarrassing every other Christian. I can tell you right now, I never walked outside with my cross on and went,
"It's a cruel world out here. If they catch me with this, I might get packed up. It's a willing sacrifice I'm making. No one will ever get me to betray the Lord."
I'm not saying there isn't Christians out there where it may be harder to express their beliefs depending on the country they live in, but America or any Western country sure as hell isn't one of them. I can give you a scenario. If I walk outside where I live in Texas with a cross on versus a girl who's Muslim with a hijab on, who do you think is gonna get more stares and face potential harassment on the street? I can only imagine the Christians in countries that actually persecute you seeing these videos. They're probably punching the air as we speak. The performative religious people I also can't stand is the people who go in comment sections and spam religious verses. I could deadass be looking at a video of someone dancing with a tongue Sahar model, and someone's in the comment sections preaching like a Baptist church pastor at 8 AM on Sunday. I don't mind if people post on their Instagram stories or even have a page spreading their beliefs, but going in random comment sections of people's accounts is not the way to convert. If anything, it would push them away and just get those people irritated seeing it. And I know that because even I'll get upset when I keep seeing it all the time. Like, I'm just trying to look at some comments, man. I guarantee no one has ever had a successful conversion to that religion by seeing a random person's comment. They'll try to justify it by saying, "What's wrong with spreading the gospel? Do you have a problem with that?" And it's like, no, just because someone doesn't want to be spammed with something constantly in their face means they hate it. There's a reason why people meme on this specific thing. One of the worst epidemics of performative religious people online is their callouts. Will swear they're the most holy and devout to their religion. Like, they fully dictate things and they've never done any wrong in life. Then whenever they see their favorite influencer or celeb do something they don't agree with, could it be something as little as getting a flower tattoo or an ear piercing?
He's a devil worshiper! He's a demon! Satan be gone! It's like, damn, nigga. All I did was fucking tattoo my mom's name. Shit. Some of these niggas be twacked out they mind.
Paragraphs in their DMs every day like,
"Wow, man, I can't believe you changed. That flower tattoo you got? That's the devil in your ear at night while he touches your anus vigorously to get you on his side. You really changed for real, and I used to be a fan of you."
Whole time in their private lives, they're committing as many sins as can be counted in life. Y'all know that one meme of the Muslim dude who drinks, smokes, has sex, but as soon as pork comes by, he's the #1 Islamic scholar? That's really how people be moving nowadays. It's absurd to me because every believer in God knows you can't decide someone else's fate. It would be one thing if you saw your favorite influencer get some crazy satanic tattoo, start posting photos of them worshiping Baal and Epstein statues, but people will see someone get one little thing and go crazy. Nothing is more of a perfect example than the Black Boy Max situation. If you don't know Black Boy Max, he's a streamer on Twitch who also does music as well. And this year at Kai's Streamer University, another streamer who was his friend came up to him and they started talking like normally, until bro goes in on him and says he's a demon and possessed because he got a tattoo, which then led Max to emotionally break down on
I still don't think that's what OJ really meant, but whatever, bro.
Stream and end his
We
stream.
done talked about this.
When you want to be a diva, you're a demon. You need holy oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bath and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some guidance. I think your parents feel a little way about that.
Damn, now I'm really actually hearing the clip. No, he was grilling him a new one. Shit.
I think you're clip farming. Don't lose yourself, don't sell your soul, Max. They want your soul.
Mind you, the dude that said this, this is how he dressed at Stream University. The people that call this out,
I ain't gonna lie. Demon shit aside, that nigga OJ do be on some diva shit. His voice sound like he a diva. The way he dressed sound like he a diva. That nigga more of a diva than Max. If we just going based off of appearance.
always got something hiding in their closets every time. The main reason he was saying this is because Max started wearing wigs with some outfits, and he also got a tattoo that says diva. So people are assuming he's gay, and I guess sold his soul or Hollywood made him gay. The people are saying it because the wig thing is funny, because what do you think artists were doing in the 70s and 80s? All the rock stars and biggest black artists were wearing wigs or hairpieces. Michael Jackson, for God's sake, basically wore wigs for half his life, and everyone knew he wasn't gay. He was the opposite. MJ was Mr. He also said the diva tattoo was—
Yeah, don't get it twisted, bro. Don't let that little soft voice shit fool you. That nigga Michael Jackson was player. That nigga was overly player. We done reacted to a video on here that was exposing the real Michael Jackson. That nigga was on them hoes talking about some, I'm a gentleman. Yeah, he was gently touching that vag. Trust. That nigga was getting to it.
Close to Diddy's name. This had to take the biggest sniff of cocaine for granted. And even though a lot of people obviously sided with Max, including his friends, there's still people saying the other streamer was right. My problem with these people is they're always the biggest hypocrites ever. They smoke every day, or drink every day, or go to the strip club every night. But when a guy gets a tattoo, all of a sudden their sins are canceled out and he's worse than Satan. Dudes will be saying men's mental health needs to be talked about more, and why are we shamed and we can never do anything. And as soon as a dude starts expressing some type of style, they go on to hate the person and say they're lame. Like, even if he did believe this, is it not crazy to go on a live stream in front of thousands of people and shit on your friend? If any of my friends did this publicly, I don't care how long I know them for, I would never talk to them again. Nothing is worse though than those political churches. Growing up, I went to an Ethiopian Orthodox church, which was a lot more quiet and small, so I never really—
I'm gonna be honest, I have a weird relationship with church in the sense, like, I just don't, is it wrong for me to say that I don't really trust, like, the new age pastors, bro? Like, when I be going to church, bro, and then I just see them pushing certain agendas and they just be moving a certain way. I understand that the pastors of a church, they're human beings too. They have lives outside of the church. I understand that, but I just feel like if I'm going to a church and I'm listening to the word of the Lord, I want to at least look at my pastor and feel like he's attempting every day in his life to truly practice what he's preaching. You feel me? And I know they're not perfect. They gonna mess up and sin just like we do. They not perfect. But I just noticed nowadays, every time I attempt to try to, like, find a new church or something, like, they just be, it's like, it's so clear they don't practice what they preach. You know what I'm saying? And Drewski was exposing that. You know, you go to a church, nigga, bust down rollies, the most materialistic type of motherfuckers ever. He'd be like, yo, I thought, you know, I like being fresh too, don't get me twisted, but why is you seem like you just a rapper? I feel like I'm at a concert. This nigga not preaching the gospel.
Realized how insane some churches were moving until I grew up. Since 2024, there's been an explosion of clips of MAGA churches, and you will see clips of these churches wondering if they even worship Jesus. They'll either go on political rants saying how one side of the country is all demonic and need to go, treat Trump himself like he's literally the figure they're praying to.
Terms do we have with Trump as president? This nigga, they really actually treating this nigga like he the Messiah.
Basic income is ungodly. Redistribution of wealth is ungodly. Giving money to people who aren't working is ungodly. What that
last dude was on a villain monologue. He ain't even try to hide his hate. He says all this, meanwhile churches aren't taxed. Like, you have the biggest advantage ever. Of course you're gonna say that. He'll be the person saying that stuff is ungodly. Meanwhile, not the billionaires who get away paying nothing in taxes while everyone else has to pay. While that money could have been used to help save lives. If you go to a church like this, I feel like you're not even going to hear the gospel. It's more of you're going to hear political talking points and a little bit of the Bible. It's crazy because the church I grew up in, they made sure not to shove any of their political talking points to us. Unless it was something directly affecting the church, people actually went there for church. Also, not to get too into Bible scripture, but according to what he's saying, Jesus was ungodly as well. Just saying. Churches and religious buildings also aren't able to endorse political candidates due to a law, but the law is never enforced at all, and due to that, in the 2024 election, there were so many churches endorsing candidates. The main one being Trump, of course, because he needed that sector of the vote. I wonder how those people feel about him posting himself as Jesus. What the f is the point of making the law only for it to never be enforced? I guarantee if they just pressured one church to remove their tax-exempt status, none of these churches would take the risk again and they would stay silent. Also, I don't think this is a good idea because if there's a pastor preaching their personal politics all the time, it's gonna sway people from one side not to go there when the point is we're all following the same book. The last thing I'll talk about is religious fear content. If you're on social media, you've probably seen at least one video like this in your lifetime.
If you skip this video, Jesus will be very angry.
They be doing that shit with the motivational videos too. If you skip this, you don't care about progress. You're just a lazy bum and you don't give a fuck about your life. You'd be like, damn. And then you sitting there watching it and it'd be bullshit.
Many people have scrolled past this video, and they will never receive Jesus' blessings again.
You're gonna
Damn.
die very soon if you skip this video now.
It almost really make you not want to skip it, bro. Like, I'm such a big... You know what it is? I ain't gonna lie. I've kind of developed a skill, though, where I can kind of sense it. Like, if I'm scrolling and I can sense that they about to, like, fear-monger me into some bullshit, I just skip it really fast. But the catch is, it's like I ain't even hear the hook. So I'm like, this is about to be some bullshit, skip. This is about to be some bullshit, skip. And if I never heard it, I tell myself that it doesn't apply to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm preaching. It doesn't apply to me because I ain't hear it. Keep it pushing, you dig?
If you stayed, it's because there's something important you need to hear.
You would think the person posting this was Jesus and
Shout out to Mackenzie with the super chat,
Where
man.
you
I
at,
appreciate that, man.
I made this shit look sweet. Yeah.
Much love, much love, much love. You said, I like your vids, Berto. Visit some ancient church. What does that necessarily mean?
So, this type of content has always irritated me because it operates on a manipulative tactic. It constantly gets people feared and scared to the point where they get this person's account and track every single post to make sure they aren't damned to hell. Some people may think this is just a boomer thing and only people on Facebook are falling for this. But no, every age group be following pages like this. And the people who run these pages monetize it, so they're making money off people's fears. AI has only made these videos worse and pushed it out to more people. It's hard for me to believe that people are falling for AI videos of Jesus saying to share all of the person's posts or they're going to hell. I just wonder for the people who do get scared of these videos, do they really think by skipping the post as soon as they go to bed at night, their bed is gonna turn into a trap door into Satan's pit of hell and they're doomed? If there was any other group doing this that wasn't religious, they'd immediately get posts taken down and be called a cult that needs an investigation. Some people say they feel guilty and still watch the post just because. But if anything, that should be an immediate scroll. That person isn't using the influence of God for good and to send a message. They're using it to benefit their pockets and that's it. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Follow me on Twitter and
W video by that boy Tommy NFG Ski. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Where you at, family? I'm gone. All right. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. We got a lot of vids today, chat. We got a lot. We got a lot. I cannot lie. We got a lot. What's this? Connects. Let's clear up some of this bullshit. Videos like this are grown-ass adults that be doing that for real. I mean, bro, some people have literally no morals. They're just doing it for the money. I've been excited. I've been bored all day. Come on, let's get to it. 3, 2, spam up.
Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto?
The cluster oh, damn. I was about to curse right in the title. God, lose all my money on the vid. Shit. Let's try that again. The cluster of streaming culture. Let's get right into it, man. Shit been getting out of control lately.
Unless you've been living under a rock, it's pretty apparent that live streaming is one of the biggest avenues for content in the world. From creators like Speed performing at the World Cup finals to Kai Cenat hosting Streamer University with some of the biggest people on the internet, live streaming is a pretty big deal these days. But because of all of the hype around streaming, it's also resulted in an environment where some streamers are willing to do anything for views. From people harassing others in public and filming people without their consent, to committing crimes and even shooting people, streaming culture has become pretty toxic. So today, I wanted to look into the dark side of live streaming. If you've been on the internet throughout the past few years, you've probably noticed the live streaming takeover. However, as fast as the content has grown, it wasn't overnight. Now, I could go super into detail about how streaming got to where it is, but that's all kind of boring, so I'm just gonna brush over it. IRL streaming and stuff like that dates back pretty far, but around then it was only a few guys since the tech wasn't great and vlogs were dominating. And at first, as many of you probably know, gaming was what viewers flocked to. For most viewers, their first experience with live streaming content was probably gaming. And it stayed like that for a while. You know, you had guys like Syndicate, Soda Poppin', and all these other names that flourished during the 2010s. As time progressed, things continued to change and evolve. The Just Chatting section on Twitch is where people did IRL stuff for a bit, but it was mostly gooner stuff like hot tub streams. However, some Just Chatters did IRL streams, people like Ice Poseidon. Also,
hot tub streams were like genuinely the most brain dead shit I've ever seen. Like, niggas really would just sit there and watch other motherfuckers just sitting in the tub talking to a girl. I don't know how that was actually content at a certain point. But if you do enjoy IRL content, I am going to be recording episode 2 of my Where You At series very, very soon. Episode 1 is out now on the Where You At Berto live channel, and this is the trailer for that.
I ain't gonna lie, probably the hardest things I've done in a while, man.
My name's Berto, Where You At Berto, and I am going to be attempting virtually the impossible to get a black belt in 24 hours.
Guys, go check that out, man. Episode 2 is going to be very, very soon. I'm in the final stages of, getting permission to be able to do episode 2 at this facility. I'm not going to spoil where it is yet, but make sure you guys go check out episode 1 on Where You At Berto Live, and you are following me on Twitch so you never miss the live stream, because all of this does happen live, IRL. Let's get into it.
Around this time, guys like Ninja took the gaming side of things to the next level, hosting Fortnite streams with some of the biggest celebrities in the world and bringing in millions of eyes. I mean, Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster all on one squad was pretty crazy.
Drake, every time you get a kill, the entire chat is just saying God's plan.
And for a long time, this was the most popular niche. But under the surface, IRL streams were bubbling up. It started with guys like Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat, who did all sorts of crazy things on their streams, had celebrity guests and things like that. As streaming continued to grow bigger and bigger, it was these content creators that flourished. And while gaming still does perform pretty well, it became clear that that was no longer the #1. Because of all this hype, innovation was inevitable. You had Speed, the FaZe guys, Kai, Neon, and a multitude of others that grew brands that commanded sponsorships worth hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars, which is honestly pretty cool considering where live streaming started. As you guys probably already know, streaming is huge, and alongside podcasting and thanks to TikTok and Instagram Reels, it's one of the biggest content industries there is right now. And I think one thing that really demonstrates how crazy live streaming can get, especially IRL streaming, are subathons. Subathons are a combination of subscription and marathon, where the stream continues if people keep subscribing to your account. If enough people don't subscribe, then the stream ends. It was popularized by Ludwig in 2021, who streamed for 31 days straight. So you'd see him on stream sleeping, playing games, watching movies, working out in his garage, and stuff like that. He was always on camera, except for when he went to the bathroom.
Damn. I already knew Ludwig was like pretty goated in the streaming space, but I didn't know that he popularized subathons. That's some interesting lore.
But subathons can vary quite a bit, with some going on for days as long as the fans keep subscribing or donating. And in some cases, like with Kai Cenat's Mafiathon, for a month straight, uninterrupted, no breaks, no sleep, and mostly no privacy.
Miles, can you tell me what motivates you or who motivates you? Your mom, nigga. Shout out to Kudos. Thanks to the bits. Those smell amazing. You sound like a... No, I'm from the suburbs.
The difference between Ludwig, Subathon, and Kai's is the scale. We went from mostly gaming and just chilling a bit to now having tons of celebrities like Kevin Hart and Drewski guest starring, tons of other streamers, and all sorts of crazy things going on. I think the best comparison is like it's a modern day iCarly. That's really what it feels like. And with Kai Cenat raising the bar so high, there have been a ton of other streamers that are attempting to match the viral content that he's putting out, which has created another meta for these IRL streams, and that is called clip farming. Now, to some degree, the entire point of live streaming is authenticity, because you're watching it all live. It's supposed to be real, you know? And it can't be edited, so it's going to be raw and straight from the heart. But what happens when nothing that interesting is going on? Well, similar to reality TV, moments are scripted, curated, or forced. You could just be doing something funny, corny, extra, or even dangerous, and usually it's just jokes like FaZe Adapt, who pretends to be dumb for a funny clip on a stream.
Not for a while. I pushed it back this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What month?
I pushed it back to October this year, so like...
That's when your birthday is?
No, it's in June normally, but this year I push it back because everyone keeps calling me old, so I want the gap between us to get a little smaller, so every year I'm just
you can't push back.
So typically it's not that serious, but it definitely can be when you get into higher stakes situations. Thanks to the rise of short form content and the new marketing strategy called clipping, streamers will try to either organically or inorganically capture live moments, usually just a few seconds to a minute, that are worthy of being reposted online. Clipping has made streaming significantly larger, and clipping essentially is just when individual streamers or companies working on behalf of streamers hire out contractors who repost different clips from streams on TikTok or other.
I don't know why people watch some of those big streamers. Their content is so not mentally stimulating at all. What I've come to learn is a lot of those bigger streamers that just have like a lot of viewers, it be young kids watching that shit, which is kind of crazy. Like, damn, these parents just letting their kids watch anything.
Social media. They call it clip campaigns, and it's the method that blew up Clavicular, a very popular streamer who you may be familiar with. For example, in March of 2026, Clavicular's clips got over 2.2 billion views from 69,550 videos posted by an army of 1,600 clippers. So basically, they hire out a bunch of kids in their mom's basements who sit on Premiere Pro all day and cut up little clips of the stream and upload them to TikTok. And as you can see on this chart, there are tons of streamers utilizing clipping through Kick, and plenty more that are not listed that are doing it themselves or working with other companies. These videos leverage diminishing attention spans, which practically solves one of the main issues that streamers are facing. So for a lot of people who can't stomach a full multi-hour long stream, there are endless amounts of clippers clipping clips to be viewed on TikTok and apps like it. Also, feel free to check out my video on clipping if you're interested. I go much more in depth about it and cover some crazy stuff. Regardless, nowadays streaming has clips, clip farming, and clippers. But what makes a good clip? Well, of course, it can be funny, it can be entertaining, it can be kind of crazy. However, a lot of modern clips have some element of rage bait, and this is where streaming gets a little more toxic. Rage baiting obviously isn't exclusive to streaming, but it is extensively common within the streaming world. If you don't know what rage baiting means, rage bait refers to content that tries to provoke anger or outrage as a means of gaining attention or making money. It has a wide variety of applications, whether you're messing around rage baiting your friends, you're rage baiting strangers, or some people just do it for the sick, twisted fun of it. In most cases, it can be lighthearted, but when it comes to streaming content, the stakes can rise pretty quickly. And usually what it is people just saying something ridiculous or offensive, or doing something ridiculous or offensive. That way commenters and viewers get upset, they interact with the video, leaving comments like, oh, this is so stupid, this is so ridiculous, this is so crazy, and then the streamer gets more attention, notoriety, engagement, and ultimately money from these clips.
Kai streams low-key be entertaining as much as it is brain rot. I just feel like Kai is at the point where there's so much thought put into every single stream, it's hard for it not to be entertaining. He be having so many different characters in his world. It's just like it's you can't even compete with it. He's like the Mr. Beast of streaming at this point.
As streaming has continued to grow, especially the IRL stuff, some bad actors got in on the hype. I'm talking about the true cornballs, from clip farming to faked or excessive pranks to straight up harassment of the public for views. And again, it was far from everyone doing this annoying stuff, but it's happened enough to create controversy after controversy and an endless amount of headlines, which leaves us where we stand today. Early on in streaming, when gaming was dominating, you could argue the content ecosystem was relatively safe. That's aside from streamers getting swatted here and there, some slurs being dropped, But the issues we have today are extremely different and, in my opinion, worse. The phenomenon of IRL streaming has created a severe escalation, which was often seen in the YouTube prank or challenge videos back in the day. Except this time, it's with a live audience, which raises the stakes significantly. Like, people already act out enough when cameras are on, but when you toss in the fact that there's a live audience out there, and when it's out there, it can't be changed, that can get pretty serious. On top of this, streaming got significantly more toxic, in my opinion, when Kick entered the picture. The streaming service Kick was created in 2022 as a competitor to Twitch. It's backed by the gambling company Stake and was created to rival Twitch for the unique factor of looser moderation. They've been huge contributors to both clipping and also the rise of many controversial streamers. Like I said, there has also been a degradation of sorts in the type of content that's—
Swatting was the wildest shit to witness. The problem is that shit still happens. Because at the end of the day, when motherfuckers be reporting in real crimes, what do you think the police are going to do? They're going to go investigate. You know, they have an obligation to. But what I think needs to happen is people that do fake swatting reports, they need to be held accountable, bro. They need to go sit their ass down and do some jail time. Because it's just kind of crazy that anyone can just call in anything and then get no consequences for their actions. I don't know what that's about.
Been going viral. This is because of algorithmic reinforcement, dopamine loop, and the audience effect. With algorithmic reinforcement, social media algorithms are designed to prioritize extreme—
Berto, if you had to pick YouTube streaming or Kick streaming, I mean, I would want to say YouTube, but man, YouTube be hating on the boy.
Extreme, shocking, or emotional content. Because of this, the safe or normal posts stop generating engagement, so creators feel a lot of pressure to take bigger risks to stay relevant. With a dopamine loop, the online reward system of likes, shares, and comments triggers dopamine releases in the brain. So when a stunt committed on a live stream no longer causes the same level of reaction, users must escalate the behavior to get the same chemical high. And lastly, with the audience effect, sometimes called the online disinhibition effect, it can cause streamers to behave more recklessly in front of an invisible, validating digital audience than they would in real life. All of this has resulted in a large chunk of streaming culture becoming very toxic or even degenerate, for lack of better words. And I think a lot of this can kind of be shown off or culminated at Streamer University. Streamer University is an event put together by Kai Cenat, the top dog of streaming. Basically, it's a 3-day event where streamers, content creators, influencers, and many more stay at a university that Kai rents out. Some of the people who attend are already famous, and some are up-and-comers. Not all of them are streamers, some of them are just entertainers or musicians or whatever, but the whole point is that they can learn how to stream and also make content in the process. There are classes where they can learn about streaming, but that usually doesn't end up becoming the focal point. Usually the focal point is whatever crazy shit they can do to create the most viral clips. Like this, for example.
Man, what did I do to you? I didn't say a word.
I know you walked away from me.
Every time I see this clip, I'm just like, yo, Rakai is actually the biggest villain when it comes to content, gang. This nigga be tripping. Berto, I like your IRL streams. You're never crazy, always real, and so respectful. And it doesn't feel like a performance. I mean, bro, I'm a grown-ass man, bro. Like, I don't have the energy to be doing all that bullshit. Like, I'm going to do things that resonate with me, that I have fun doing, and genuinely align with me. Like, I still know how to, have a personality and joke around and shit, but you're never going to see me running around harassing people, bro. I ain't on that.
Yeah! What are you talking about?
Talking about, yeah!
Gangster! Talking about Rakai?
This clip was crazy, man. He said gangster after throwing a drink on a girl. That's crazy. And then he ran away after. Actually, it was hot sauce, which is even crazier. Also, because of the rise of streaming and how common it's becoming to clip farm in real life, streamers and content creators are getting a little more comfortable going up to people and doing whatever they want, all for the sake of a clip.
I'm stressed out right now. What's up?
You, sir.
What's up?
I'm gonna answer that.
Whoa!
I can't do that.
We don't know each other like that.
Okay. Oh, we don't know each other like
that. No, on God,
that.
that's not cool.
Okay, my bad.
On God,
okay,
you
sorry.
bugging.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Like, it's cool for a clip. That's not the clip, gang. Okay. That's not the clip. What happened? Not the clip.
Has anyone seen Ben?
Not the clip, gang. Not the clip, gang. Bro, chat. This is what I'm talking about. Be moving like they know you. Like, see, now I don't know you. Now I'm not gonna be friends with you, gang. That's not the clip, bro. We don't know each other like that. It's cool. I'm gonna let it rock. It's Streamer U. They try and get their clips off. That's not the clip, bro. I don't like that.
Of course, a lot of this rage baity stuff ends up being staged, you know, as a form of clip farming. Like this clip where Kai Cenat got into a fight with some random streamer.
You're not so random now. Damn. I ain't see that part of Kai really pushed that nigga.
Got into a fight with some random streamer.
Shit. YouTube is all scripted. They're friends. It's all for jokes. Disclaimer, it's all scripted content.
But I don't think Streamer University itself is the problem. As crazy as it is, all the people involved in Streamer University know what they're signing up for. The real problem is that a lot of the people consuming this sort of content who want to become the next big streamer will see all the crazy things going viral and try to recreate it on their own. Sadly, a big part of pushing the line for views has included creators straight up harassing random people on the street. This has been enabled and normalized in part.
Is it still appropriate to talk shit about Streamer University? Because I ain't gonna lie. It's been like a couple weeks since Streamer University's been over? Bro, there's so many people that got accepted into Streamer U and didn't do fucking shit. I'm talking about there's people that didn't even stream, gang. That shit genuinely kind of pisses me off. I know, I know I'm gonna come off as a hater, gang, but how the hell you went to Streamer University with 1,000 followers and came back with 1,002? Bro, watch out. I can't believe that Kai picked some of these niggas. They did not deserve to go. I'm sorry. I know I'm hating, but I'm hating hard. I'm hating way too hard.
Thanks to the rise of Meta glasses, which is Meta and Ray-Ban's collaborative pair of glasses that can record people, often without their knowledge or consent. According to BBC, wearers, often young men, get people to sign fake petitions or retail workers to smell candles sprayed with bad odors. Sometimes they steal food as it's being handed over at a drive-thru and record their sprint. What's arguably worse, though, is women leaving the beach, going into a shop, or simply standing outside are now being approached by men usually wearing Meta's Ray-Bans, often in order to film the women's responses to casual questions or pickup lines without their knowledge or consent. The women only find out about the videos of them after they gain traction and often abuse online. But what do Meta Ray-Bans have to do with streaming? Well, I think Meta glasses, short-form content, and the rise of live streaming culture, all in tandem, have made our culture in general way more comfortable filming strangers in public. There's just so many more people out there that I think don't see a problem with running up to someone with a camera or your Meta glasses or streaming, whatever. And usually it's not just filming them, because whether it be live or recorded, content creators are significantly more comfortable harassing people in public and filming it without their consent. I first realized this was a real problem when I was visiting a buddy in Vancouver, and a guy came up to us.
The creep glasses. It's kind of sad that something that conceptually is kind of cool, like Meta glasses, is always gonna be taken advantage of by fucking weirdos and make kind of degenerate content. Because conceptually, it's not a bad idea. We're one step closer to, like, you know, futuristic type of stuff. But, you know, if there's good, there's going to be bad. And there's going to be somebody that's going to turn it into a disgusting thing.
And asked his girlfriend if he could curl her, you know, like a bicep curl, like that. Obviously, that's a weird question to ask someone, and I saw that he was like sneakily trying to record it with his phone. He could have been live streaming, I don't know. I told him he couldn't, but he could curl me if he wanted to, because I'm a bigger guy, and I think that scared him away because he was a little guy. But regardless, that was just weird and annoying, and it's unfortunate that I have to be on camera without my consent. You know, this guy just walked up to me and started trying to make a clip about it. You know, it's crazy. And since my friend lives in a bigger city, he's encountered streamers out in public multiple times. So clearly this is becoming a common occurrence. Not only is this sort of thing more common than it was before, or more obnoxious than ever before, but it's also getting dangerous. A perfect example of this is the live streamer Chud the Builder, a streamer known for his controversial IRL streams. His whole Chud persona is characterized by frequent use of racial slurs and harassment directed at black people. Obviously, this content has garnered a ton of backlash, but due to how well ragebait works in the algorithm and how popular this sort of content can be, it's also gotten him an insane amount of attention, fueled by a weird army of racist keyboard warriors who go to bat for their Chud King. And Chud has faced public condemnation, platform suspensions, and even legal controversies. However,
this nigga's never getting out of jail.
But none of that comes close to what happened most recently. About halfway into 2026, Chud received national media attention following a shooting outside of a courthouse. Over time, it became a recurring theme for Chud to yell some racist stuff and then flash his gun, which might be the definition of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Chud himself even stated that he believed eventually one of these encounters would end with the death of a black person.
You don't like looking ugly? Shut up. Come on, come do something. Come do something. Pull up. Yeah, walk up. That's what I thought. They chipping out.
He has a gun in his pocket. I'm being so serious. When you run up on this man and you're mad about the racist stuff he says to you, if you know,
control yourself like a human.
That wouldn't even be anything that moves.
The first big incident came in early May when someone knocked his hat off, so he began pepper spraying them while calling them racial slurs.
He's bigger than an asshole. That nigga's actually just fucking a piece of shit. Like, he's worse than an asshole. He's the feces that comes out of it. The nigga's disgusting, bro.
Viral and added even more fuel to the fire. And while his haters grew, due to all the attention, his supporters did as well, pushing him to do crazier and crazier things. On the afternoon of May 13th, Chud was scheduled to appear in court over an alleged $3,000 debt owed to a credit card company. Outside the courthouse, he became involved in an altercation with a black man, and during the confrontation, Chud drew a handgun from his jacket pocket and fired multiple shots at the guy. Reports also state that Chud accidentally shot himself in the arm during the incident as well, which is pretty funny. That's kind of deserved, I think. So police arrested him and charged him with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. His bail was set at $1.25 million, and an expected controversy ensued. The internet did what it does, and Chud started a fundraiser, and a bunch of his racist fans gave him a bunch of money. And on top of this, he created a meme coin which skyrocketed in value. And honestly, this Chud the Builder.
What? I didn't know about this. Niggas really still buying into the meme coin bullshit, bro?
Guy just seems like the worst possible culmination of internet degeneracy, but in real life on a live stream. Immediately following the viral moment, this became a heavily politicized thing, and I'm not going to focus too much into the specifics of Chud's case since that's not the objective of the video. The point of bringing him up though is to demonstrate the broader growth of online racism, rage bait content, engagement farming, and how all of this can come together in IRL streaming and become actually dangerous. And this is far from the only instance. Just recently in Denver, a similar situation went down which resulted in the creator and the random guy being shot.
Blood, yeah, blood I'm bro. Blood I'm gonna do jail.
And if you think videos like these will help deter people from doing stupid things, think again, because you're being way too rational. I mean, there was a super viral incident a few years ago where a YouTuber was harassing a delivery driver and the guy just shot him.
Is a guy named Alan Coley, and he's holding a bag of food he just picked up at the food court at the Dulles Town Center in Virginia. At one point, the 31-year-old Coley shoves the phone out of his face. But the prankster, 21-year-old Tanner Cook, is unrelenting.
Stop.
But the prankster never expected this reaction.
Yo, YouTube. It's AI.
A bullet fired in.
It didn't show it. It just talked about it, YouTube. Oh my God.
To his stomach and liver.
The YouTube guy lived, and honestly, I'm kind of happy that the guy who shot him got acquitted, because this is what streaming culture, prank culture, Ray-Ban meta glasses, and the rise of short-form content has led to. Just obnoxious harassment of people in public. There are tons of small streamers out there who are just harassing people for the hopes of a viral clip.
In one of the videos, he's recording a woman while making comments about her private parts.
No, it's just ridiculous. It makes me angry. It makes me my blood boil.
We spoke with a man who's been raising awareness on his social media page, South Bay Responders, which focuses on incidents in the community.
10 posts within 24 hours, just following girls, taking videos of their bodies.
He's received multiple messages about this guy.
And it's not just small streamers. Even big streamers like Jack Doherty or Clavicular have had legal issues stemming from their streams.
Chill.
Oh, nothing. Whoa.
With Jack blocking traffic and resisting arrest on stream, to Clavicular shooting an alligator on stream for some reason, or the whole Johnny Somali situation where he got sentenced to jail in South Korea for kissing a
Bro, I think if you're reacting to a video on YouTube that's monetized, you should be good or not. I promise you, that's not how YouTube works, gang. It is not equal rights on YouTube. The video can be monetized and good on another nigga channel, and then they gonna come cook it on mine. It's happened multiple times. That's why I be doing all these disclaimers in these videos.
Statue that honored women who were forced into sexual slavery by Japan during the war. I think you guys are probably getting the point by now. But streamers at this point just seem to be doing the craziest things possible, hoping for the most viral clips, all with the objective of becoming the biggest streamer. I think a good example of this is Neon. Neon started out as one of those rage bait, like super degenerate streamers. He also associated himself heavily with Aiden Ross, who was very controversial at the time. And once he got pretty popular, it seemed like he kind of toned down the craziness and tried to be like a regular streamer, and he would collaborate with people, be more nice to people, you know.
I've said this before, but Neon, I don't really watch his content, but I feel like he genuinely made a change, and not from like a place of just wanting to do it from clout, but just actually didn't want to be a degenerate anymore. And I can always respect somebody that's willing to change for the better.
Try to be more of a regular guy, which kind of shows me that the method or the meta of doing like crazy stuff for views, getting all the engagement, and then just pivoting to like a more chill role is actually plausible. Other content creators like CDogVA have acknowledged and condemned this behavior, saying things like, IRL is an amazing genre, you show the world through a camera, but what a lot of it has turned into is people going around in public with massive entourages, pointing cameras in someone's face, and having 30,000 people make fun of them. I don't know if this was directed at someone, if this guy has beef with someone, but the general point still stands. You have to consider that with events as big as Kai Cenat Streamer University, and even just streamers as a whole practically reaching the levels of movie stars and musicians like Speed performing at the World Cup final, the motivation for views is only getting stronger. Obviously, Kai, Speed, and
I know Speed is a superstar, and I'm rooting for him because I genuinely rock with Speed, but the fact that he performed at the fucking World Cup finale is actually insane. It really proves how much of a mega world star he is, because that's a crazy feat.
Many other big streamers aren't directly responsible, but it's the up-and-comers that have much less to lose that are tainting the monolith of streaming. The higher the ceiling of stardom and fame, the more wannabes are willing to do and sacrifice just for a slice of it, which ironically is the same old issue that fame has always had. This time though, it's different. It's through highly efficient social media algorithms that encourage people to act out in public in front of a live camera. This also makes it so just about anyone can do something crazy in hopes of becoming the next big thing. The main way that these people have gotten so popular is thanks to clipping, and it's actually surprising how big of an industry it is and how dangerous and deceptive that industry can actually be. So if you'd like to learn more about that, make sure to click the video that's on screen right now.
Video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all. If you guys want to experience any IRL content from your boy, tap into Where You At Berto live. The first episode of my Where You At series is already up on the channel, thriving and striving, and I'd love for you to check it out. I'm gone. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get this I've been really itching to get into this vid. So let's get into this Berto extra vid. It's gonna be the Spider-Man joint. Here is your warning now. I don't know if this video is gonna contain spoilers for the new Spider-Man movie. So this is your warning. If you don't want to be spoiled, I don't think there's a spoiler, because it's not necessarily talking about the movie. It's going to be briefly talking about something that happens in the movie, but it's supposed to be getting into a completely different concept. So this is your spoiler now. Spoiler warning right now. Other than that, it's been a few days, my nigga. Go watch the fucking movie. All right? Let's go. 3, 2, spam up.
Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto?
The day Spider-Man stopped holding back against Hulk. Now, this video caught my attention because I just watched the Spider-Man Brand New Day, and there was a scene where Hulk was pretty much hulking out against Spider-Man. And it was pretty dope because, we got to see that dynamic, because you have a character that is pretty much always holding back, Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man is the type of character where, he's fighting people like Kingpin in one scene, and then he's fighting people like fucking, Green Goblin in another scene that pretty much has the same strength of like a super soldier, you know, like Captain America and whatnot. So Spider-Man's the type of character where he's always holding back, right? And then you have someone like Hulk who's never holding back. He's pretty much always full-fledged fucking shit up, and he only gets stronger the more angry he gets, and the more angry he gets usually is linked to how much he gets his ass beat. So if he's fighting somebody that's a little bit weaker, sometimes it's kind of on equal footing with them, but you know, as soon as that motherfucker start beating his ass, Hulk gets more mad, and then he gets stronger, and he ends up winning, you know? So I feel like Spider-Man is one of the most self-nerfed characters in the verse, and I was actually kind of curious, because on the surface level, I would think that there's no way that Spider-Man could ever beat Hulk in a fight, right? Like, I want to think that that's 100% true. But then it's like, how strong is Spider-Man? Like, if he was never to hold back, what would happen? And then YouTube recommended me this video, and I was like, shit, well, let's watch it and see what the results are, because apparently there's some actual comic lore out there that, you know, touches on this. So let's get right into it, man. Hit that subscribe button. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?
This isn't a hero saving New York. It's Peter Parker, throwing punches until his hands shatter against the solid green giant. Blood dripping from torn gloves, no quips, no jokes, just raw, uncapped physical force unleashed on the one target strong enough to absorb his grief. Because in this issue, Marvel completely flipped the dynamic. Spider-Man isn't fighting to protect the city, he's crashing out. And the Hulk isn't trying to smash, he's trying to hold himself against a broken man. When Peter Parker loses everything, he doesn't cry, he snaps. And the reason he just targeted the strongest mortal on Earth starts with 3 words. Mary Jane is dead, burned in a fiery plane crash over the ocean. At least, that's what the headlines say. But Peter Parker's mind rejects the truth. It turns the grief into a burning, suffocating rage. And it needs an outlet. Enter the Incredible Hulk. The Jade Giant leaps from the sky, slamming onto a Manhattan rooftop with seismic force. Concrete erupts, steel twists. Bruce Banner came to the concrete jungle to hide from the world that hunts him, but he isn't getting any peace today. The Hulk screams out, "Why won't puny Bugman leave Hulk alone? Why won't anyone leave Hulk alone?" To understand why Spider-Man snapped, you have to realize that just weeks prior, Hulk had been involved in an incident that crashed an aircraft. In Spider-Man's grief-stricken mind, 2 + 2 = 4, and the Hulk was the easiest monster to blame for Mary Jane's missing plane. Spider-Man drops down from above, placing himself on the Hulk's back. Could it be because you caused the deaths of 100 innocent people who did nothing more than fly an airplane which got in your way? You did it once before, maybe you did it again. Spider-Man slams the Hulk directly into a wall, just as the Hulk has to let him know. What Bugman talking about? Hulk not do anything to any airplanes. It's clear that Spider-Man doesn't care about logic. He doesn't care that it's nearly impossible that the Hulk was—
What's this nigga Dior talking about, bro? You say answer real fast? Yo.
What's up, bro? Yeah, my bad, bro. I know you watching the video and all that, brother, but I just need you real quick. Can you tell them what Don said, bro? Can you tell them?
Yo, bro, you dead serious?
I'm dead fucking serious.
This nigga, bro. That nigga Don said he not playing you again.
Why did he say he wasn't gonna play me?
Cause he knows you about to go on a damn NBA summer league training camp to try and get right.
Exactly. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna let you get back. Thank you so much, bro.
Alright, bro. Nigga just fucked up my video recording for bullshit. Jesus Christ. W. Dior.
Involved with Mary Jane's death? but he just needs someone to blame for it. Spider-Man claps both hands directly over the Hulk's ears. The Hulk staggers, roaring in agony, disorientated as the world spins out of control. Bugman hurt Hulk, the Hulk screams, swinging his arms around violently. Spider-Man takes advantage, landing a couple of solid hits directly onto Hulk. Really? Okay, actually Bugman wanted to hurt Hulk, and he's going to do it some more. And this is where we see Spider-Man really begin to lash out. Full power attacks landing directly all over the Hulk. Spider-Man is fast, precise, and most of all, relentless. As the Hulk takes the barrage of attacks, he exclaims, "Why won't you leave Hulk alone? Hulk came here to get away from people who chase Hulk." It's at this moment that Hulk's massive green hand cuts through the air like a wall of solid iron, clamping around Spider-Man's chest. The grip instantly crushes the breath out of his lungs. Hulk slams Spider-Man into a brick wall, pinning the wall crawler off the ground. As Spider-Man tries desperately to wriggle himself free, the Hulk lets him know, Bugman strong, but Hulk stronger. Go away, Bug.
That's what I be thinking, like, once Hulk actually gets him in a death grip, like, there's pretty much nothing he could do.
Man, or Hulk will squash you. Spider-Man is able to break out of the Hulk's clutches, shooting 2 streams of webbing directly into the Hulk's eyes, blinding the beast instantly. The Hulk screams out in fury, tearing at the web on his face as he swings his massive arms wildly into the dark. What Bugman do to Hulk's eyes? Sticky stuff hurts Hulk's face. Bugman gets away from Hulk.
It's kind of funny how comic Hulk is just so much more talkative.
Manages to catch Spider-Man with a devastating backhand. The impact hits Peter like a freight train. He flies across the skyline, violently crashing into a stack of newspapers. Spider-Man thinks to himself, now all I've got to do is rack these spider brains and formulate some sort of strategy. Can't just go toe to toe with the Hulk, but I'm not going to let him walk, jump, or whatever away either. He's a killer. All those innocent people in that plane. I don't care if Nick Fury cleared him. Even if it didn't happen, it might. He reaches down to push himself up, and his eyes lock onto a discarded newspaper blowing in the wind. In bold black ink, the headline stares back at him. Supermodel feared dead. The world stops. The pain in his chest disappears, replaced by a cold, hollow void. No, it can't be true. There's got to be some other explanation. She's not, won't even say the word. Won't even think about it. She'll be back. I know it. All I've got to do is beat the Hulk, get back to my life, and wait. Nearby, the Hulk tears the dried webbing from his face, his eyes glowing with fury. He turns toward the broken spider on the tracks. Hulk smash Bugman. Spider-Man doesn't run. He stands up and charges straight back at the Hulk. These two titans collide, and the force of their impact literally buckles the steel rails beneath their feet. Spider-Man is now at the peak of his rage. You know how many times I've heard that? How many times I've had enemies try to kill me, or someone around me? You have any idea how tired I get of hearing it, of having to deal with it, of living day in and day out, never knowing if Venom, Doc Ock, or the sinister 75,000 are trying to get even with me by striking out at someone close to me, someone I care about, someone I loved. No more. I'm not going to let it happen anymore.
Got a bloodlust Spider-Man. What y'all think, man?
Not Venom or Doc Ock or Galactus himself are going to hurt anyone I love. Spider-Man drives a large piece of steel track over Hulk's head and continues lashing out as he does so. And certainly not you. She's coming back. I know it. I don't care what the papers say. Norman Osborn came back. Even my Aunt May came back. Somehow, Mary Jane is alive. And here is when Spider-Man fully unloads on the Hulk. He stops pulling back on his full physical strength, driving punch after punch directly onto the Hulk. Spider-Man is currently crashing out. And in his fury,
Just think his fingers just breaking like nothing.
He screams, and I'm going to find her. Do you hear me? My wife is not dead. I'm going to get her back. I don't care where I have to go, or who I have to beat. I am going to find my wife. And then, complete silence. Spider-Man drops his hands. His suit is shredded. His gloves are torn away. His knuckles are split open, skin peeled back, dripping dark red blood onto the concrete. He gave everything he had, the full power of Spider-Man, and the Hulk just stands there, unmoved, unbroken. Spider-Man collapses to his knees, staring up at the Hulk. He's completely defenseless. Hulk looks down at the bleeding, broken man before him. The rage in the Hulk's eyes slowly fades into something horrifyingly human.
Bugman's wife's dead. Hulk's wife dead too. Hulk sorry. Oh shit.
Empathy. Bugman's wife dead? Hulk's wife dead too. Hulk sorry. The words hit Spider-Man harder than any punch. The Hulk wasn't the monster today, Spider-Man was. Before the realization can fully sink in, a sharp, piercing screech vibrates into Spider-Man's skull. His spider sense has alerted him. He looks down the train line to see a train barreling down towards them, heading straight for the twisted, buckled rails caused by their fight. No time to bleed, no time to grieve. Spider-Man throws himself onto the damaged rail, trying to bend the steel back into alignment with his bare, bleeding hands. Can't let anyone else die because of me. Too weak. Never get it done in time. Suddenly, two massive green hands reach past him. With effortless casual force, the Hulk grabs the warped iron track, bending it straight back into place just as the train roars past, carrying hundreds of unsuspecting passengers safely into the station. Spider-Man looks up to thank the Hulk, but the Hulk is already gone, vanished into the shadows of Manhattan, leaving Spider-Man alone on the tracks, surrounded by blood, steel, and the quiet realization that some battles can't be won with strength. Let me know what you thought of this issue.
Little vid, man. I can't lie. Something about like just watching some comic breakdowns, like it really brings back a lot of nostalgia. I like content like this. Y'all let me know if you guys enjoyed it, but I do think that answered our question. There's virtually nothing Spider-Man can do to Hulk. You know, I think we all kind of knew that, but I was like, hold on, maybe there's some comic lore out there that says otherwise, but no, it's what we imagined. This nigga Spider-Man, nor most Avengers can't do nothing to Hulk. But let me leave one for y'all in the comments. Bloodlust World Crusher Hulk versus Ruined Thor. Who got the win? I need to see the comments. Leia, I appreciate y'all. See you on the next one. I'm gone. Hello, Birth. How's your day going? Why do some of y'all niggas call me Birth? Worldbreaker Hulk versus Rune King Thor. That's what I'm saying. Who you got? Who you got? Thor, but then again, Hulk is like just unkillable. That's what I'm saying. But Rune King Thor, like that is, he's on a completely another level too. Oh, you haven't seen the comic yet? I won't spoil the comic. Oh damn, they did that. Hulk is unstoppable. Hulk versus Godzilla. Hulk is stomping Godzilla. What the fuck? That's not even like, that's a no-brainer. Hulk is stomping Godzilla. I think the fight just goes endlessly. Nah, bruh. There's got to be a winner. Marvel Rivals got me in my Marvels again. I never really liked Marvel Rivals like that. I tried to get into it, but it just wasn't my thing for real. Rune King Thor something vicious? Okay, this nigga DG probably knows something we don't know then. Let's keep it pushing, chat. Next Vidski. Spam up.
Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto?
I want to see Catwoman in a Spider-Man comic. Catwoman's DC. That's not gonna happen, brother. Catwoman's DC, gang. 3, 2. Andrew Tate's life is falling apart. This is probably going to be a little follow-up video to the whole Andrew Tate situation. That boy got packed up. He's sitting in jail. They're saying he's guilty of what the hell? Come on, man. Let's get into it and see what's talking about. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?
Innocent men don't run, they clear their name in court. That was Andrew Tate's message from a private jet in March 2025. Exactly 484 days later, US Marshals surrounded him outside a bare-knuckle boxing event, placed him in handcuffs, and took him into federal custody. As of this recording, Andrew and his brother, Tristan, are sitting in a holding cell awaiting extradition to the UK, where they are expected to face 59 charges ranging from forcing himself onto women to the alleged possession of CSAM. Just when they thought they had escaped it all and were publicly celebrating their freedom, it was all taken away from them in an instant. Now, it looks like this could be the beginning of the end for the Tate brothers. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today, we're going into the latest news surrounding the Tate brothers, and revealing not only what led up to it, but what's in store for their future. If you've spent any amount of time on social media over the past 4 years, you've probably heard of Andrew Tate whether you wanted to or not. So I'm not going to waste 20 minutes recapping his entire life just to pad the runtime. Andrew and Tristan Tate are British-American brothers who went from being fairly successful kickboxers to becoming two of the most recognizable figures on the internet. You know the rest. Hustlers University, Matrix, Red Pill, debates, and millions of dollars generated from teenagers that had nothing better to watch during lockdown. In 2022, Romanian authorities raided their properties.
Hey, you funny as hell, Holly. Andrew Tate doesn't deserve to have baldness cured. Shit.
And charged both brothers with human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
The Matrix says I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says, but I truly believe he's innocent. There are videos of women accusing him of locking them in houses, walking freely, picking up pizza from the order. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says too. I think he says a lot of slimy, grimy shit. I don't necessarily think he's the most like he's the best person. I guess what really throws me off with Andrew Tate is we've just heard so many of these accusations for so long, and he's just been in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. He gets locked up, it gets proven false. He gets locked up, he gets proven somebody lied. So it's like, it's one of them things where my brain tells me where there's smoke, there usually is fire. Why do you keep ending up in these situations? Why does it always seem like somebody has a story to tell about you? So those are red flags to me that something probably is going on. But at the same time, you know, he is like, whether you love him or hate him, you do have to acknowledge that he is super famous at this point, and he's also has said a lot of controversial things. So there's also probably a lot of people that do want to see him fail and see him locked up. So it's like, I'm just at the point with this whole Andrew Tate shit where I'm reserving judgment. You know, if we're talking about specific things he said in different topics, we could talk about it. But I'm never really just going to get on here and just jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, I want this person to go to jail for X, Y, and Z, when, you know, they may not have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you were in that situation and you were getting locked up for something that you knew you didn't do, wouldn't you want that grace? And that's the only thing that I'll say. But it's a weird situation, bro. It's a weird situation because I don't feel bad for no person that's locking up women and doing disgusting things either, though. You know? Let's just make that clear.
Prosecutors allege they used what's known as the loverboy method, presenting themselves as romantic partners to lure women to Romania, before coercing them into producing online adult content and taking the majority of the profits for themselves. Allegations like this weren't a one-off thing for the Tates, and it seems their past has come back to haunt them.
Mr. Tate, would you mind signing? Hey, Tate. Tristan, anything to say?
Looking at the footage itself, there are several wild details packed into just a few seconds. The first thing you'll notice is the person filming asking Andrew for an autograph. It's still unclear whether the person recording was working with law enforcement or was simply an actual bystander, but either way, it had the same effect. Andrew immediately slips into van mode, assuming he's about to sign yet another mouth breather's autograph. Then he sees it. Out of the corner of his eye, he spots the officers closing in. The entire thing appears to have been a carefully planned ambush. Within seconds, undercover agents surround him from every—
Now that much is true. Getting handcuffed in that weak ass fit makes sense. If they arrested you for dressing like this, nigga, you guilty as fuck, boy. Because this fit is horrendous.
direction. Having been through legal trouble before, Andrew seems to recognize what's happening almost instantly. His first instinct is to hand his phone to one of his bodyguards, before the officers can seize it. He doesn't make it though. The phone slips out of his hand and falls to the ground, where one of the undercover officers, or potentially an event security guard, picks it up. Then there's another moment that's almost comical. You can see his friend Justin Waller trying to pull Andrew's chain over his head before he's fully detained. Instead, it gets caught on the top of his head, and ends up dangling awkwardly from his bald scalp, while officers continue escorting him away. They say pride comes before a fall, and in the case of the Tate brothers, it couldn't be more true. Over the past couple of years, the Tates have been using the fact that they weren't in prison yet as proof that they are innocent, and stretching any outcome or delay into claims of being exonerated and free, with Andrew taking it to Twitter to make multiple tweets taunting his accusers. Romania, no case. UK, no case. USA, no case. 4 months in jail, 3 years locked in my house. I'm one of the most mistreated men in history. I am in Miami. At Gov Ron DeSantis, find probable cause and arrest me. Tell that weak little twig AG to stop pretending he's a man on the news and come arrest me. Then charge me with a crime. I dare you to arrest and charge me so I can clear my name in a court of law.
Now, I will say this, my nigga. I don't care how confident I am. I'm not telling the government, oh yeah, fuck you, come arrest me. Like, whoa, bro. I guarantee you, they got the resources to find and put some shit together on your stupid ass, bro. Why would this is just ego on a different level. Holy shit.
Come get me, I'm home, and waiting all day. For people that don't have the full context, this may come across as legit. If he was a criminal that actually did something, surely he would be prosecuted, right? Well, let's just say there's a reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her, she's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a f***. Know about me. 21, I don't care. If he were to start lying and saying all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16.
All right, in Romania it's 16, sorry. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels, loving me. She wants kids with me, everything. I mean, Matt and whatever, we're in love. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Bruh. One of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17.
Seriously.
Can't defend that. Can't defend that. Go ahead and drop that. Weirdo.
Though, how is he not in prison yet? To understand how he was even free to walk around in Miami, we have to rewind to 2023, when the Tate brothers were placed under a travel ban while Romanian authorities worked through their criminal cases. That ban was lifted in early 2025, which is pretty shocking once you look at why. According to a New York Times article, the decision was reportedly influenced by the Romanian government's desire to, quote, appease the current US administration. Richard Grenell, a diplomatic envoy for the Trump administration, is said to have discussed the Tate's case with senior Romanian officials, including an advisor to the Prime Minister and the country's foreign minister. After those conversations, an extraordinary order allegedly came down from the highest levels of the Romanian government, instructing prosecutors to find a, quote, compromise with the brothers. Andrew Tate even claimed in private text messages that the Trump administration was, quote, on top of things, and that he would be free soon, because, in his words, Trump needs to see me in Miami. Legally, there was another major factor. By that point, the prosecution's case had largely fallen apart. In late 2024, a Romanian judge threw out the original 2003 indictment for human trafficking, citing procedural mistakes. That ruling prevented the case from moving to trial in its existing form. However, a separate investigation involving allegations of trafficking minors and money laundering was still ongoing, but it had not yet resulted in an active indictment. Legal experts described this as a quote lull in the proceedings, meaning there was technically no live indictment against the brothers when they requested permission to travel. So, in short, Romania prompted the case so badly that the Tate brothers were ultimately allowed to leave the country. Whether the current US administration was quietly pulling strings behind the scenes is still up for debate. Looking back though, it's hard not to wonder if letting them travel ended up being a 4D chess move. By allowing them into the United States, it may have made it easier for authorities to pursue extradition later. Who knows? What matters is during those months of freedom, and even before their initial travel ban release, the Tates had been desperately trying to make as much money as humanly possible, as well as battle for any kind of relevance. If you thought the legal cases were the only thing dragging Tate down, somehow it gets even more embarrassing. Around the same time his criminal charges were hanging over his head, he decided the obvious next business venture was crypto. Which is funny because this is the same guy who had spent years saying he would never.
It's like a content creator prophecy. Get motion, pop off, do some stupid shit, lose motion, and then the grand finale. Fondle children or go out with cryptocurrency. And then this nigga's looking like he's going for both. Weirdo. Shit.
Promote scam coins, and that he wasn't like all the other influencers trying to rob their.
Does that include you? Of course not, bro. I'm just, nigga, watch out.
Audiences. That position changed pretty quickly once the money started drying up. Suddenly, Andrew Tate was promoting coin after coin, with the most infamous one being called Daddy Coin. The biggest problem for Tate wasn't people making fun of the name, although there was plenty of that. It was when CoffeeZilla started digging into it in October 2024. Tate insisted he was simply helping his followers make money, but the blockchain activity and
Bro, I will say this. If you invested money into a cryptocurrency called Daddy Coin endorsed by Andrew Tate, I almost hope you lost your money, bro. Like, I don't feel bad for you. You went to work. You worked from 9 to 5, got off work, put a hot pocket in the microwave because you're struggling. You know, it's money's tight, the economy's bad, inflation is high. You know, you take the hot pocket out of the microwave, you bite into it, you burn your tongue, you go you know, you're pissed. Now you're pissed off. You open up your phone, you logged into Rumble, the streaming platform Rumble, and you sat there and you watched Andrew Tate promote Daddy Coin. And you're like, he said, invest in Daddy Coin and you're going to become a millionaire just like me. Trust me, I'm Andrew Tate. And you said, hell yeah, I'm going to put all my earnings into Daddy Coin to flip my situation because Andrew Tate said so. Yeah, my nigga, I don't feel bad for you, bro. I'm glad your money got took. I can't cap.
Promotional posts painted a very different picture of Tate, essentially rug pulling his most dedicated followers. Instead of addressing the criticism, Tate completely melted down. He leaked CoffeeZilla's email address, encouraged his followers to spam him.
Hey, YouTube. I'm not doing this. This is an edit. I ain't leaked shit.
and uploaded videos doubling down on promoting Daddycoin. As if that wasn't enough, things somehow got even worse with the real world. Tate's rebranded version of Hustlers University. The platform was marketed as an exclusive community where members could supposedly learn to escape the quote matrix and become financially free. In reality, it looked more like a Discord clone layered with subscriptions, rankings, tokens, and enough gamification to keep people paying every month. Then, the entire thing got hacked. Because the platform was reportedly running outdated software with known security vulnerabilities, hackers were able to gain access far more easily than anyone expected. They flooded the site with memes, altered emojis across the platform, and generally turned the place into complete chaos, while members watched in real time. The hackers leaked roughly 14 gigabytes of internal data, including over 800,000 user email addresses, private messages, and information connected to Tate's exclusive War Room community. Members who had paid thousands of dollars for supposed privacy suddenly found their information exposed online. Fast forward to December of 2025, Tate decided to step into a boxing ring with influence.
I don't know why he did this.
Chased him more. Despite constantly portraying himself as an unbeatable fighter and one of the toughest men on the internet, the exhibition ended up doing more damage to his ego than any court already had. Chase was bigger, more aggressive, and repeatedly pushed the pace, while Tate struggled to establish any real control. Clips of Tate getting backed up around the ring spread everywhere online, and the fight quickly became another example people pointed to whenever he
They say don't meet your heroes, man. Hell nah. Tate, this was probably one of your dumbest PR moves. You were better off just talking shit from the sidelines, because at least the mystery would have stayed. And everyone would have been like, well, I mean, shit, he is a world champion. That shit don't mean nothing now. God damn. Mind you, this nigga is not like a good fighter.
He talked about being an unstoppable alpha male. With all that in mind, it comes as no surprise that the Tate brothers were arrested in Miami. It's almost like they were suddenly jolted awake from this fantasy they had been living in, where they thought they had escaped the reach of the law. Sure, they were getting humiliated left and right, but as long as they weren't sitting in a jail cell, none of it really mattered. They could still plan yacht parties, host events, network with influential people, and carry on like nothing had happened. Now, that's all over. This wasn't just a wake-up call about where Andrew Tate stands legally, it was also a wake-up call about his popularity. Almost immediately after the arrest, people across Twitter and other social media platforms started making fun of him, especially his outfit, myself included, because let's be honest, that might be one of the fruitiest outfits a man has ever worn.
This is why AI was created. This is good content for AI. This is actually crazy. What the fuck?
Outfits a man has ever worn. Some people even claimed they found the exact outfit on a women's clothing website. Then, the courtroom sketch was released, and people immediately started clowning on Tristan Tate's failed hair transplant. They really couldn't help themselves, and who can blame them? Following the arrest, the Tate's legal representative, Joseph McBride, released a public statement saying, "We are of course objecting to extradition because Andrew and Tristan are innocent. We are working to get them out of there as soon as possible." Just as a side note, Joseph McBride actually has a YouTube channel that you can go look at right now. It's filled with AI-generated thumbnails, and most of the videos barely crack triple digits in views. Some don't even reach 100. It's exactly the kind of YouTube channel you would expect Andrew Tate's lawyer to have. Tate has also responded to the arrests by having someone post things like, "If I was really a sexual predator like grooming gangs, Prince Andrew, BBC presenters, or Lord Mandelson, Epstein's best friend, the British police would not be hunting me around the globe. They would be protecting me." Of course, it's probably his legal PR team running the account right now. I seriously doubt he has access to his phone. The replies to that post are also locked, which is pretty funny considering how much he talks about free speech. Elon Musk even replied to someone quoting the post, calling it his quote, strongest argument. Around the same time, a 3-hour interview with Tate that he prepared before being arrested was released, where he spends hours talking about how the Matrix and the global elites are coming after him. The timing of that interview feels especially strange. It almost comes across like there's a coordinated effort to repair Andrew's public image, which is funny because that's exactly the kind of operation he always claims is working against him. Meanwhile, the richest man on the planet is publicly siding with him, or at the very least showing empathy for his situation. Remember when I mentioned earlier that Tate supposedly said Trump wanted to see him or needed him in Miami? Well, it turns out that's not the case. Trump has essentially said he will not step in to stop the Tates from being returned to the United Kingdom after their arrest. The future for the Tates is looking extremely grim. The walls are finally closing in on them after all these years. If they are found guilty of these charges, they very well could serve life in prison, as 10 of Andrew's charges carry life sentences. The British government
10? This nigga's getting 10 life sentences? He's fighting 10 life sentences?
very likely wants to make an example of them to show the world that people like the Tate brothers cannot get away with essentially bragging about sex trafficking women, allegedly.
I messaged her, she's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a know about me. 21, I don't care.
Will the Tates finally get the justice they deserve, or do they somehow have an ace in the hole that could get them out of this jam? For now, all we can do is wait and see, but if I had money to bet, I would wager that Top G is slated to become a bottom very soon.
Hang up that computer call, come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantic.
If you want to stay updated, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out.
Hell nah. Damn. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about this one in the comment section, man. Y'all think Mr. Andrew Tate is innocent or guilty? Alright, y'all. The last thing I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing our anime episode for Patreon. Unfortunately, I cannot do that on YouTube, so I'm gonna have to cut the YouTube stream now. So if you guys want to join in on watching JJK on Twitch, join the Twitch right now. I'm gonna be cutting off YouTube here in a second. I do need to use the bathroom first, but you guys pull up to the Twitch so we can do the Patreon. If you guys don't know about the Patreon, I recently just launched a Patreon where we're pretty much just going to be doing TV shows and anime reactions exclusively. So I'm going to cut that off, cutting you guys off in 3, 2, 1. YouTube, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?
You already know what it is. You can come finish out the stream on Twitch if you would like.